Shanghai's water treatment facilities are backed up with seawater. Look, everyone is now scrambling for water. Mineral water is being sold like crazy. Is it true that this salty tide is invading? Look, water was delivered yesterday for an entire day. Today, every supermarket is selling a lot of water. Now, what is the situation in Shanghai? Why is everyone hoarding water desperately? Today, we received orders from supermarkets. Basically, they were all orders for water delivery. Shanghai is located at the mouth of the Yangtze River in China. From October 10th, Shanghai residents began to scramble for water. A screenshot of a chat with a Shanghai government insider has been circulating on Weibo. The tipster disclosed that Shanghai's 3 major reservoirs are depleted, and the drought in the upper reaches has prevented water replenishment. Now it's difficult to secure industrial water use, and the tap water quality for civilians has exceeded the standard by 4 times. Because the 20th Congress was scheduled for October, the news was being held off. The leaders of the Shanghai Municipal Water Bureau said that they don't know when the situation will be relieved. The source called on everyone to stock up on pure water, just in case. Despite the government's efforts to dispel the rumors, the public has become more alarmed upon learning the government has been dispelling the rumors. Sources say that the city of Shanghai is now sending silt dredgers and sand boats to the neighboring province of Jiangsu to fetch water from the Yangtze River and transport it to Shanghai. There is no solution in sight for the water quality problem in Shanghai in the short term. The Shanghai government receives daily reports on water quality in the morning and afternoon. Residents in the Yangtze River Delta basically rely on the river source as a source of drinking water, and Shanghai, in particular, relies on several reservoirs on the river. The overall lowering of water levels in the middle and lower reaches will lead to serious water shortages in these areas. For example, if the water level in the midstream section of Wuhan City is low, the water level in the downstream section of Jiujiang City in Jiangxi Province, Nanjing, the capital of Jiangsu Province, and Shanghai will be low. The low water level in the middle and lower reaches of the Yangtze River will produce a phenomenon, that is, the seawater at the mouth of the Yangtze River will pour in. For the city of Shanghai, it is not uncommon for a slight salty tide to occur every year during the dry season. But this year's record lack of rain and high temperatures have exacerbated the salty water crisis Shanghai currently experiences. This should also be the underlying reason for the unprecedented panic felt by Shanghai residents. Upstream of Shanghai, Jiangxi Province has been in drought for more than 100 days, and Poyang Lake, China's largest freshwater lake located in this province, is still in an extremely dry period. Residents around Poyang Lake told overseas Chinese media that there have been intermittent water cuts in the area and large areas of crops are decimated. This is Poyang Lake, the largest freshwater lake in China. Such a big black fish. Look, everywhere. Such a big black fish. Are they still alive? It's so dramatic. They are everywhere. My goodness, my goodness, my goodness. Come and see. Brothers, can you imagine this? Since July this year, Jiangxi has been in a drought. The province is without rain for more than 3 months. On August 19th, Poyang Lake entered an extremely dry period, such as below 8 meters. On September 23rd, it fell below the lowest water level of 7.10 meters, since records were kept in 1951, and on October 4th, the water level even once fell to 6.68 meters. Compared with its maximum water area, the water area of Poyang Lake has shrunk more than 90%, greatly affecting the surrounding livelihood and ecology. In August and September, although the Three Gorges Reservoir released some water, due to the riverbed of each section being very low, most of the water ended up evaporating under the continuous high temperature and didn't flow into Poyang Lake. Besides, government staff also disclosed to overseas Chinese media that although the government adopted the artificial rainfall method, it produced little effect due to too large an area affected by the drought. Poyang Lake is supplying water for a large number of people and food production in Jiangxi. When the lake enters the dry period early, it means the livelihood and irrigation water of 10 million people are affected. Official data shows that since the drought started this summer, more than 5 million people in Jiangxi Province have been affected, and more than 10 million mu of crops are impacted. This fish of over 50 kilograms can only be found in Poyang Lake. It's so cold, but there are still so many people. People are wearing down jackets to collect fish. Let's see the scene of collecting fish. It feels like picking cabbage in a vegetable garden. See, the whole village is out. The water isn't deep, but the mud is deep. Some wear short sleeves, some with down jackets, and some are lying in the mud to catch fish. Collecting fish is actually quite hard. All the people walk in and crawl home. No one goes home with a straight back. At least they go home with a bent back, or this big brother's method is good. Look, what a great harvest. One uses the pole as a tool. The staff of this town government told the Chinese media that everyone here could easily collect more than 25 kilograms of fish. When adding up the fish by hundreds and thousands of people, the fish collected from Poyang Lake might be more than 25,000 kilograms. Further up the river is Hunan Province, home to China's second largest freshwater lake, Dongting Lake. The amount of water in Dongting Lake is nearly 80% less than in the same period in previous years, the lowest level for the same period since 1959. The drought in Hunan is also continuing and is equally severe. There are 74 rivers with a watershed area of 50 square kilometers and 42 rivers with a watershed area of 100 square kilometers or more that are out of the flow. The cumulative dried up length is about 1,088 kilometers. After 2 or 3 months of drought, we finally have water to irrigate the fields. Thank goodness we have dug a well, otherwise there would be no water to irrigate the crops. Apart from the lack of rainfall and high temperature, what other factors have exacerbated the drought and water shortage? Well, there are nearly 100,000 dams all over China. For the middle and lower reaches of the Yangtze River, the biggest impact is the Three Gorges Dam. The Yangtze River originates in the Tanggula Mountains on the Qinghai Tibet Plateau and winds 6,397 kilometers through 11 provinces and cities in the southwest, central and eastern China before joining the East China Sea in Shanghai. From a high altitude, the Three Gorges Dam is like a blade that cuts off the Yangtze River that flows a long way. For large reservoirs, their enlarged water surface will increase water evaporation and underground leakage. In the upper reaches of the Three Gorges, there are 28 large reservoirs, as well as thousands of small and medium-sized reservoirs, causing a large amount of water evaporation and seepage. The water from the source has already decreased by the time it reaches the middle and lower reaches. At the same time, China has a giant project, namely the South-North Water Transfer Project. It transfers water from the Yangtze River to the north, making the Yangtze River water resources even tighter. The more serious problem is that the Three Gorges Dam regulates against the seasons. During the flood season, water is discharged from the Three Gorges to protect the upstream city of Chongqing from flooding. During the dry season, water is stored instead, and about 20 billion cubic meters of water is intercepted when the minimum level of 146 meters is raised to the standard 175 meters. Officials intercept half of the Yangtze River's incoming flow in the Three Gorges Dam during the period from September to the end of November each year. Otherwise, the Three Gorges Dam would not be able to fulfill its massive power generation function, which is directly related to the interests of the powerful communist elites. It's the primary function of the Three Gorges project. To secure the profits from power generation, the Three Gorges Dam and the 28 upstream reservoirs are jointly regulated. Some Chinese water experts have calculated that the Three Gorges and 28 reservoirs intercept nearly 50 billion cubic meters of water. China's official public data shows that from September 15th this year, the water level in the Three Gorges is rising. The water level at that time was 146.6 meters. By October 17th, the water level of the Three Gorges Reservoir reached 158.5 meters. With the general decrease in rainfall in the Yangtze River Basin this year, it is questionable whether the Three Gorges will return to its standard water level. But the Three Gorges and its 28 upstream reservoirs are storing water during this period, so the river downstream will naturally suffer more from water shortage. The reservoirs and dams that have been built all over China's rivers are causing problems in all regions to varying degrees. Because people know very little about this, they are shocked when they see the sudden change in water level. This is the Usuri River, a major river in northeast China. The river is out of flow. It's out of water. The water disappeared so suddenly that the boats were all stranded. I have come to the Usuri River today to show you the water. Take a look at how much water had disappeared overnight. Can you see the black water marks? Look, the water is now gone. This is a large river. To restore it to the original water level, the water must reach the black marks. You can tell, now it has become this way. The city of Nanjing, the capital of Jiangxi Province, has adopted a new approach to solving the city's water shortage problem. Guess what it is? According to the provincial website, on September 23rd, the Nanjing Local Maritime Bureau will take a section of the Jiujiang River, the seventh largest tributary of the Yangtze River, which flows through Nanjing, and build a dam there. That is, temporarily turn the river into a large reservoir to ensure the local water supply. Because of the dam, ships won't be able to pass through that section of the river. The specific suspension of navigation started on September 27, 2022, and is expected to resume navigation by the end of March 2023. A netizen wrote, "The great drought in Jiangxi." This unprecedented move means that fighting drought and conserving water in Nanjing in the next few months will be extremely difficult. Death by thirst won't be a joke anymore. Once Jiangxi Province has set such a precedent, other provinces might follow suit to intercept the water entering the Yangtze River. If that's the case, there will be even less water in the Yangtze River. It means the downstream city Nanjing or Shanghai residents who live at the mouth of the Yangtze River will face an even more severe water shortage. The drought in the Yangtze River Basin will of course also significantly impact food supplies this fall. However, during the 20th Communist Party Congress, such negative news has been rephrased. In the Chinese media, there have been scenes of bumper crop harvests everywhere. Officials claim that there was a bumper summer crop and a bumper fall crop, and that it was all due to the good policies of the Communist Party. Small plots of farmland owned by individual farmers are now integrated into large plantations which are under centralized management. The construction of high-standard farmland is all funded by the government, and the farmers don't have to pay for it. Now the farmers don't have to worry about droughts or floods. The cost of planting has been reduced, and the unit yield has also increased by about 750 kilograms per hectare. Local officials also worked hard to set up the scene and present the local harvest spectacular to the central government. Online videos that reveal the actual situation are removed. This peasant is using a different way to report the situation.
I posted a video yesterday, and it had 50,000 views in 40 minutes, but it was removed. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have told the truth. No, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have talked nonsense. I have deeply reviewed myself too. Today, I will see it again. Hello, I'm a citizen of Pingdingshan, Hunan Province. Look behind me at the cornfield. The corn is full and the harvesting is in sight. I'm going to hire 10 harvesting machines to harvest at the same time. I expect this cornfield to produce 5,000 kilograms per mu, or even more. Due to the drought, this year's corn production may experience a small reduction, but most of the corn is growing nicely. We can't let the small loss in production dampen our peasant spirit, right? We must plant under the sun and don't feel that it's hard work. No matter if it's a drought or a flood, we'll be busy with a good harvest, and we'll be able to have 5,000 kilograms of yield per mu. Go, everyone, go!